Hello, Onion Heads. C. Edward Vanderpyle here in the SoCal Pro Wrestling Event Center, here to talk to you about the huge 16-man 2011 Summer Classic to be held June 10th and 11th in Escondido, California. Yeah, it's Vanderpyle. I know. I know you've missed me. I've gotten your texts and your messages. I appreciate it. Yeah, I've lost a little weight. Thanks. And no, I'm not managing anyone right now. I'm just doing this. I'm here to talk about the tournament. We can talk about me later, but right now I want to talk about this huge two-day event. 16 of the top area wrestlers are competing to become the first ever winner of the Summer Classic tournament. Now, in addition to those matches, that very first night we were supposed to see a huge tag team match between Anchors Away, one of the standard bearers for tag teams here in the Southern California area, and the new up-and-coming force known as Damage Control. Well, we got some words from Duke Cavaretta of Damage Control when he found out that Anchors Away aren't going to be there.
June 10th, Escondido, California. SoCal Pro fans, we're going to watch the standard in tag team wrestling, Anchors Away, take on the biggest and baddest team of Damage Control. But unfortunately, Anchors Away decides they don't want to make it. Are you kidding me? What do we have to do to beat someone's ass around here? So on behalf of my partner Destro and myself, Damage Control is issuing an open challenge to any team in Southern California, even the world. We don't care if it's the Rock Nest Monsters, Natural Selection. Hell, you could get the Rockers or the Bushwhackers. So June 10th, Escondido, California, someone's getting hurt.
Strong words there from Duke Cavaretta. You know, I know firsthand just how upset he is. I've had to hear it from him. He can't believe how many tag teams seem to be ducking him, not just Anchors Away. So we'll see who does step up to the challenge on June 10th. You know, smart money is on the Beverly Brothers, but we're just going to have to wait and see who it is. Also on June 10th, you're going to see the entire first round of matches. 8 matchups between the 16 men in this tournament. And let's go ahead and get that started off with Johnny Paradise taking on a newcomer to SoCal Pro Wrestling, Nick Madrid. It'll be really interesting to see what Madrid, who was trained by the legendary Lance Storm, is going to bring to the table here in SoCal Pro Wrestling. Our next matchup, we've got Joey the Bone Barone taking on Todd Chandler, recently won half of the tag team champions down here, and I understand we've got some words from the Bone.
SoCal Pro Wrestling, June 10th and 11th, down in Escondido, baby. You better be there to watch Joey the Bone live, making his debut in a 2-day tournament. And you better rest assured that Joey the Bone ain't coming to play hopscotch. He's coming to win the tournament. He's coming to make his mark on SoCal Pro Wrestling. And at the end of the day, when the tournament's all said and done, all the SoCal Pro Wrestling fans will be saying, Joey Barone, forget about it.
Well, that's what Joey the Bone thinks, and we'll see on June 10th if we're going to forget about his performance or if he's going to move on to the second night of the tournament. Now, as I mentioned before, his opponent that night, Todd Chandler, is a former tag team champion here in SoCal Pro Wrestling. Recently, he and his partner, Kid Caramba, lost those titles to 2 skinny white guys, the team of Peter Avalon and Nick Lovin. And on the first night of the tournament, we're going to see a rematch of sorts, as Kid Caramba takes on Peter Avalon in that first round, while Nick Lovin, he's going to be facing the King of Strikes, Brandon Parker. Now, for those of you who may have missed it, here are the closing moments of that controversial title switch. Unfortunately for the team of Caramba and Chandler, Avalon was not the legal man.
Now we got 2 men in the ring. Let's see what's going to be coming up here.
Did he just call for his hot cup of coffee? Uh-oh. Oh, there you go. There's Peter Avalon, knowing where he is at all times.
Man, that's pussy. Wow, that was a 2-handed behind the back Enzuigiri.
Man, drives that head down. We could see new champions. This could be it right here. And we have new tag team champions. Woo!
Wow.
Okay, and here comes their tag team, their buddy, and oh, Mandel. Oh, you gotta love it. Oh, you gotta love kicking people when they're down.
We need to get some help out here.
All right, folks, if you're interested in seeing that match in its entirety, as well as the rest of the card, you can find it online at www.wrestlewarehouse.com. Yeah, some of us still say the www part. Or you can either find it online or come out to the SoCal Pro Wrestling events where they're only $10 or 3 for $20. Yes, I've become a bit of a shill in my old age. Get over it. I used to be a mean, cruel manager. Hey, I'm here to talk about the tournament, not to sell DVDs or these fantastic new cards that will be available. Look, Vanderpyle, Alcatraz, Legends of SoCal Pro Wrestling. You got David E. Jones, Johnny Juma. Well, they're not really legends, but then you've got Ricky Mandel and two skinny white guys. Come on out, buy these cards. You know you want them. Go and find them online, buy them. Hey, if you don't buy them, how are we supposed to make any money? How are we supposed to have more wrestling cards? All right, I'm getting off track. Let's get on to the next two matches on the event. You've got Ryan Kidd, one half of the Frosted Tip Warriors. You know, recently his partner, Eddie Randall, has been a bit AWOL due to a shoulder injury. Well, Ryan Kidd's going to be out there by himself taking on a newcomer named Carlos Castillo. You know, I've heard a lot of good things about this Castillo guy coming out of the SoCal Pro Wrestling School. I can't wait to see what he can do against Ryan Kidd, who, hey, he may be really small, he may be really ugly, and, well, that's really all I have to say about him. But we'll see what he can do against Carlos Castillo on the 10th in the first round. The other first-round matchup I'm going to talk about for just a moment doesn't really seem to make any sense to me. It's Johnny Yuma against Jimmy Ray Walker. Who's Jimmy Ray Walker?
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jimmy Ray Walker, the name that's been on everyone's lips since I entered myself in the SoCal Pro first annual tournament. Everyone's been wondering who Jimmy Ray Walker is. I am. Come on the 10th and see me beat Johnny Yuma. Come on the 11th and watch me beat 3 other competitors and walk away with a trophy. And at the end of the night, for all those of you who wonder who Jimmy Ray Walker is, I have an answer for you. I am Jimmy Ray Walker.
Oh, that's Jimmy Ray Walker. You know, recently he's been wrestling under the name Jimmy Zane, and he's been telling people that he really wanted to make a change. He wanted to get away from the face paint and the silliness. Well, he apparently has done that, and we'll see if it's a change for the better on June 10th as he takes on Johnny Yuma in the first round. Should be an interesting matchup, but another very interesting matchup I want to talk about is the face of the franchise, SoCal Crazy. He is going to be taking on a newcomer to SoCal Pro Wrestling. His name is Hijo de Glaxor. Now, I'm familiar with his dad from his Mexican wrestling days, the legendary Glaxor, and I've seen a little bit of what Hijo de Glaxor is able to do. And let's just say, if he is able to slap that Googleplex, that devastating finishing move of his on SoCal Crazy, well, face of the franchise or not, SoCal Crazy could be going home night one. Now, the last matchup, and as they say, I have saved the best for last. It's my boy, Ricky Mandel. You know, the mirror image, Ricky Mandel and I, we've got a lot of history. I was so proud to help guide him to the SoCal Pro Heavyweight Championship last year. And, you know, I may have been taking a little hiatus from being a ringside manager, but he and I have stayed in contact. We still talk a lot, and I happen to know his plans for going into this tournament. And let's just say the other 15 people, well, they're kind of competing for second best. This is Ricky Mandel's tournament, and unfortunately for Johnny Goodtime drew Ricky Mandel in the first round. You're not going to go any further, Johnny. I'm sorry. Again, I'm supposed to be unbiased. I'm supposed to just call it down the line when I'm here, but the fact is, Ricky Mandel is the best wrestler in this tournament. He's definitely going to walk away with the trophy at the end of the day. Now, when it comes to being the best wrestler in SoCal Pro Wrestling, that, of course, happens to be the champion, Tommy Wilson. And on night 2 of this tournament, well, you're going to get to see a special match as Tommy Wilson takes on Jason Strife with the title on the line. Now, I understand Tommy was supposed to be here to give us some comments, but we were still able to get comments from the champ. Let's go to those now.
This Saturday at the SoCal Pro Wrestling Classic, Mr. Megastar Tommy Wilson, the greatest SoCal Pro champion ever, is going to get in the ring with a man who took 7 hours to put his name on the map. Well, Jason Strife, it's only going to take me 3 seconds to pin your shoulders and walk away still the SoCal Pro Heavyweight Champion.
All right, folks, you just heard it right there from the champ himself, Tommy Wilson. He can't wait to take on Jason Strife. You know, I don't know what else I can tell you. June 10th, June 11th, Escondido, California, 2 huge nights of action. You've got the 16-man tournament. Someone is going to walk away as the first ever winner of the Summer Classic. Then you've got Damage Control and their open challenge. Some tag team is going to step up and quite possibly get beat down. And then finally, you have Tommy Wilson, Jason Strife for the SoCal Pro Championship. That, folks, is a dream match. I can't wait to see it myself. And you got the DVDs on sale, and you've got the cards available for the first time ever. I don't know what else I can say. Oh, I do know what else I can say. Ticket prices. Only $8 for the first night and $10 for both nights. That's right, $10 for 2 huge nights of action. Folks, you know you're not going to beat that. Well, that's pretty much all I can say here. For the Event Center, I'm C. Edward Vanderpyle, and you're not.